What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to another edition of Hood Corner Therapy, where we keep it real while we heal. I'm your girl Rhonda, and today we have a male guest. I'm excited about that. Um, we have Dwayne Watts that's going to be joining us shortly, and he's going to discuss with us marriage and mental health. He should be joining us shortly. Um, um, I want to know something real quick while I sit here and wait for him to join. Like, I need some honest to goodness feedback. Like, I need to know what it is that you all want to hear from me. What what dynamic of mental health would you like to discuss? Oh, well, can't do that now because he wants to join. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on, you should be coming. Had you, sir. It should have had you. Oh, there you go.
What up, though? What's the word?
What's going on?
Not much, not much.
How you feeling?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good.
It's
You
good to
know,
hear. It's
breathing.
good. Which one learn from me? You know what
What
it is.
I
Stop playing.
what I want to learn from you. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so
Yes, ma'am.
this is how we're gonna do it. I got a couple of questions that I'm gonna ask,
All right.
and then you're going to answer them so you can help the people out. You know,
All right.
that's watching this
Do
marriage. So,
now
what's up,
look,
everybody?
this is just my experience, right? I'm not a professional or it's just like it's based on the things that I experienced, like to your
Yeah,
question. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's only
Okay.
your perspective, what you went through or whatever. Um, and then some advice that you can help. So we're gonna basically focus on men,
Mm-hmm.
um,
I think
because you're a
that's all
man.
I know about right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. So tell the people a little bit about yourself before I go into this whole spiel.
Well, like I said, I mean, I ain't gonna say I've been through it all, but I've been through a lot, especially relationship wise. I've been married twice. I got 14 kids by seven different women. Most of them I wasn't even in relationships with. You know what I'm saying? It was just situations and potholes in my life I was going through that they helped me out in. And, you know, in between that, we had a kid, So, yeah, I'm a family man, that's what I'm about. Like, that other stuff really don't matter to me. Like back then, it probably did, but at 47, I'm more focused on what really matter, and that's my family.
That's what's up. Look at you being an adult.
Ain't got no choice,
14,
so
14 kids. Boy,
man, stop. I 11 girls and three boys. You know what I'm saying? If that's 14, then yes, yes, that's what it is. But you know what? Like I said, man, I wear that badge with honor, man. Like, I went through a lot in life, especially when I was young, man. Like when I was younger, I was having an identity crisis. I didn't know if I wanted to be a schoolboy or a gangster, and back then when you getting pulled one way and getting pulled the other, you don't know which way to choose, so you end up choosing the wrong way. 90% of the time that's what happens.
mm-hmm.
Whatever it is you got to shoot, I'm sure I can, give a little bit of what I've experienced, if I have.
Okay. So let's see. My first question for you is, When it came to your own marriage, how was your mental health through it all? Like, what was that space like for you as a man?
I can honestly say in my first marriage, I wasn't no man. I was a boy with kids trying to find himself. So, I how that ended, I take full responsibility, man. I thank God that those kids that I had in that marriage, they some damn good women. Like, I mean, come on now. Like mama is awesome, the kids are, and I had a great hand in raising them. And I just thank God they didn't stick to that stereotype of the black father running in and out of the household, damaging the kids bad. So
Hmm.
I really thank God that that actually worked out, from all parties that was involved in that. But first marriage, I wasn't no man in my first marriage. I wasn't defending my wife against my family. I wasn't even defending her against me or anybody else. And then it's
Hmm.
like she was maturing and going up in life, and I was at a standstill in life.
Hmm.
And it's like people got to realize in relationships, even in marriages, you go hit a peak with that person. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna continue, and then another misconception is just because she make more money, that does not mean that she's capable to run the household, homie. You know what I'm saying? And y'all gotta understand that women and men and everybody else, they gotta understand just because she makes more money than you does not mean that she's capable of running the household, partner. And then they say gender roles, it's always gender roles because guess what? My wife know all about credit. This nigga here thought he was gonna always pay for stuff in cash. Then when I got with her, she taught me more about credit. I never knew about credit. I just knew going to the door, telling the landlord, here go the money in cash, and I didn't know anything. She taught me about that. So, it's certain gender roles and certain marriages that we gotta accept that she's just smarter than me at. And a lot of men and women they're not willing to accept that, and it create conflict. And that's what happened with us in my first marriage.
Okay, so do you think because you weren't mentally prepared to be in a marriage, what
I was
do
not
you
meant.
feel?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I wasn't mentally prepared. I wasn't around men that were teaching me about marriage, and I had no good examples about marriage. I just learned on the fly, and then with that, you got to understand that was doomed from the beginning. Just because it was kids there, and we looked good in pictures, didn't mean that that was a safe space mentally, and it really wasn't. I know that it's a lot of mental damage I did to her over the last, over those 18 years, because I know she did a lot of mental damage to me. But
Hmm.
it's when you willing to accept what the role that you played in it and not even remember what they did, that's when you ready to move on from that situation and you ready to smile at that person every time you see him and you ready to thank God for those bad and good memories you had with them.
Accountability.
Accountability, baby. And I didn't get that till I was 40. you know,
And
I ain't
some
gonna
is
even lie to
70.
you. I only had accountability for 7 years, so it's new to
Mm,
me. I do a
mm,
lot of nail biting and a lot of tucking my nuts and it's always for the better, no matter if I think she don't believe in my dream and what I want to do with the money and you trying to be the boss, it always works out. And hey, not hater, I told you so, motherfuckers. Y'all, I told you so. I told you it wasn't gonna work.
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
gotta I've learned to compromise and a lot of arguments can be solved with just a conversation.
This is
Yeah,
true.
baby. I'm sorry, baby, but those egos and those I make more money than you and you just got laid off and you just want to sit in the house and raise kids, that's a lot of that's a big blow to a person's mental. Tear you up
Mm-hmm,
mentally, tear you up
mm-hmm,
for the next relationship. Because you wonder, am I strong enough for her? Especially when you get with a woman that's already established in life, it's really nothing you can contribute to her but that. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
But you go find a woman that's gonna love you, and it don't matter if you work at McDonald's or Burger King. You just love you for who you is, and that make you want to get better. And
mm-hmm.
that's why you get better as you get older. You know,
True. This is
get
true.
older. I got older, I got better. You know.
Mm, okay. Question two. How do you think couples can better support one another's mental well-being?
Oh, that's a tough one.
So, okay, so let me do it like this.
I
What
understand the
do you,
question.
huh?
I totally understand what you're asking, but
Oh, no, okay.
I've tried to. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example first. Like, I don't care about what you've done before me. Like, I really don't even want to hear about it. If me and you getting together right now, and you had 35 of them, that's not doing me any good on what my feelings is towards you, right? And I'm sure somewhere back there some mental damage.
Mm-hmm.
But like me, I've never been good at working on a female's mental. I've been always good at adding to it. You know, like I said, this
Mm-hmm.
is me being able to compromise with a woman and she get mad at me and I go jump between somebody else's legs is vengeance. And you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually 7 years into
So you
doing
still
that.
learning. So
Still
you,
learning. Yeah, that's why I said my experiences and every time that I've chose to compromise and have that conversation has always worked out for me. You know, because I've had partners that's winning to go cheat on their wives and they never made it back home because they got in a car accidents on the way there. You know, and I've always, kept that type of. As I got older, when I was young, I didn't care. You know, you
mm-hmm.
older and you experience more. My thing is, if Rhonda, if you're not mentally stable or you still got damage from what Donald did to you, don't bring that to me and you're not ready to take that step with me. So your mental health basically is 90% on you and maybe to me. To
Mm-hmm.
me,
Mm-hmm.
like I wouldn't get in a relationship and consider back then I would if I wouldn't have cared about. But now, Rhonda, I want you to make sure that you over Tony and you over Chris, you know,
Mm-hmm.
before you try to get into a relate. Because I know I'm gonna be over Sheila and Mika. Now I am. Back then, I still have Sheila and Mika while still trying to get with Rhonda. But now, as the person I am now all that's got to be done with before I even think about laying down with you now.
So how do you feel like your mental health is different in this marriage versus the one you versus your previous marriage?
Well, like I said, the last one wasn't no compromising. It's my way or the expressway. You know, give me 1 second. Scooter, what I asked you to do for me. Thank you. Um, like my first one, it is my way or the highway because she was so much stronger than me and she was so much smarter than me, and it was always a struggle where um always ended up wrong. And I always ended up making us lose. And I was willing to do that because I know if I go and get this cutlass, I can sell it for 5 bands and we can get back on type. You know what I'm saying? And she wasn't willing. She was a grown woman. And I was still playing boy games. So that's why our auras really didn't max or, match for one another, But now, like, and that's my best friend. Like, we was friends first. Like, we didn't even considered laying down for the first year. And that first year, we was like best friends. And her man didn't care about her, and my wife didn't care about me. And that's why it nobody ever caught it until it was too late. This already my best friend, and I'm willing to lose y'all for her. And that's the way it always been with her, and it worked out for all of us. Even though you cheating on your wife or her, and that ain't gonna work out. You marry and you decide all that. It really didn't matter because I knew what I wanted with her as soon as I met her. And a lot of men know that. Like
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes into my conversation with you, Rhonda, I know what I want to do with you. I know if you capable of running the household with me, or if you capable of just me running in and out of your household.
Right.
So And a lot of men, they don't understand that because the woman make more money and she more masculine and she got the BMW and you got the 2002 Buick LeSabre and y'all in the same household and laying right next to each other, but she better than you though. How that work? You know how, you'll be going back to your little $17 an hour job soon. How that what? How that's a blow to my ego because you making 23.50.
Right.
You supposed to put that together and it's supposed to be what, $40 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the concept me and my wife, that's the concept we got now. Ain't no big eyes or little U's. We a team and if she look bad, I look bad. If the motor go out on her car, that's like the motor went out on my car. And that's the concept I didn't have in my first marriage. And I get that now.
So, are you able to be there for your wife for her emotional well-being?
I
Like, are
try
you
to
able
be.
to? Okay.
I try
Is
to
she
be,
there
but
for you for yours?
course, 100%. 100%. But as a man, I don't always know the right things to say when she's in that mood because she's always in that fucking mood. Excuse my friend. I'm sorry. But she
Mhm.
always in that mood. So I don't know if that means you ain't touched me in 2 months or if that means touch me for 2 months. And sometimes a man is not I'm learning. I'm
Okay.
learning, to say is everything okay? What's wrong? And it
Hmm.
becomes sometimes you gotta say it 6 days out of 7. Is everything okay? You can't just be in there punching the wall or going in there and hit the blunt and think it's gonna go away and don't ask about because sometimes that's all it takes.
Right.
Baby, you okay? How you doing today? Boy, let me tell you what happened, what Bob did and received in the day. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's all it takes, and that's what our big old ego, and I know that I can go ahead and go lay down with Fila, because Rhonda tripping, that mentality right there, a lot of us men, we had that. But some of us,
Hmm.
we have to have that. We got to be defensive because Wanda's in the corporate world and she's around Rick and Rick making 95,000 and I got a transmission pulled out in the front yard. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
sometimes you gotta have that.
Do you feel like it's hard for men to be vulnerable with their wives as far as like their mental health is concerned
Use my
and like
French,
how they
hell,
feel?
hell, yeah. Yes, you can't like you can't show vulnerability to some women. Some women to
But if
sit
it's your
there and
wife, but if it's your wife,
that don't
shouldn't you
mean
feel?
nothing. A lot of women can't wear that emotion because you gotta understand they got their own emotion because she just lost her son. So what room is it to hear your grown ass whining? She not even 5 years into her son being gone. And where is it room for your grown ass to be looking for some type of female um sensation? Or is that the word I'm looking for? Like I don't need that. So I don't want to share that part with you. I'm gonna keep that to myself. I'm gonna go in the bathroom and I'm gonna cry in the bathroom and I'm gonna come out with my face straight by myself. Or while y'all upstairs sleeping, I'm downstairs praying. I'm shedding tears and I'm crying. And when y'all get up, y'all don't know. Daddy been downstairs crying for 2 hours. See, that's the way I do it. I don't share. I can't. You ain't no room for that, especially in my state of mind. Buddha, stop playing with me. Go sit your ass down. Excuse my
So
French.
so basically that's a choice that you make. That's a
It's a
choice that
choice,
you've
yeah.
made
It's a
not
choice that
to.
I made from
Okay.
previous women that I've tried to vent to. And after we were done, they always shared that how much of, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he weak
Hmm.
anyway. He crying because he lost his job at FedEx. You don't understand this damn at Christmas time. What you mean? That's why I cry. And I learned from my experiences. That's not a part I'm willing to share. I don't want her to see that part of me.
So it's really true that we do not allow our men to be vulnerable with us. That's
Some
crazy.
women, but
No, and I
who?
know, some
But
women,
in,
but
in
I've
all
been.
honesty, you don't want a man like that. Because what if he crying all the fucking time? Damn, nigga, you
Well,
crying again?
no,
You know
not
what I'm
crying all the
saying?
time, but just like
I get what you're
like
saying. You don't want a woman doesn't want that's not attractive to a woman that a man that got more problems than she got. That's what you asking me to do, to tell you that I got more problem than Rhonda already got. Rhonda already 3, 4 months behind in her mortgage. What the hell she want to hear about your landlord ain't turned the heat on yet? You get what I'm saying? You know, so women, y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all want me to ride on the horse with the chancellor suit on, with the mask on, and jump off like Shrek looking for Fiona for you. That's what y'all want. Y'all don't want the average man that's actually he got felonies on his ass and he out here trying to make it. He out here actually getting it and hurting. That's not attractive to y'all, especially no businesswoman.
But what if we want that? What if we are willing to allow ourselves to give our man that space to be vulnerable so that he can, I mean, because it's a lot
Well,
for
good
y'all
luck.
to carry all of that on y'all.
Right. And
And
that's
it's not
why
like
we
y'all, unless
that's
y'all
why I
going to
feel
them niggas.
better. Yeah, that's why I feel better doing it by myself. I don't got no nigga. You ain't gonna never see me hanging with no dudes. Like I don't got no Marco and Courtney, they don't want to hear that. They gonna make the fucking wildest, excuse me, I'm sorry. They gonna make the most bogusest joke. And I'm dead serious with these cats. And they done made a joke out of it, making me want to go ahead because they play too much about it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's I'd rather vent to my wife. I'm not saying I can't vent to her. I'm just
Right.
saying certain things in certain situations
Hmm.
you can't take to a woman. You can't, homie. You got to boss up. If you just lost your job, you better have enough money saved up where you can leave out the house every day from 7 to 3 and make it look like you're going to work till you find another job. I didn't done it before. Straight up. And
Hmm.
I've always came out on the good end of being able to provide for my family. And that's all I've been willing to do, even if that means being in a household and we cheating on each other. And that's how it was. A lot of
Hmm.
relationships, they together for the kids. And
Which
that's
is
when he
bad.
say they live in the same household and they not smashing, he telling the truth. He about telling the truth. There's still some type of attachment there. He don't want nobody running in and out of his house and Rodney put his feet on his son head. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
he'll, perpetuate that situation for as long as he can. You know? Uh,
So y'all would really rather just go through that than telling y'all woman. I
Well, you know
mean,
what's gonna happen when we break up? You gonna talk bad about me. You're
and that's
gonna
okay. And
you
see, and
gonna
that's
put
the
it
thing.
all over Facebook. Nigga Brian peeing on himself because he got shot at in a car and his homie died next to him and he's shaking in the middle of the night. He done peed in the bed. You nigga pissing on y'all that took pictures of the man drawers while he sleep and he got. I'm just saying. I'm keeping it a buck with you.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's certain things we can't share with y'all because at the end of the day, y'all don't know how deep rooted and damaged we are, and we really be deep rooted and damaged, and we really wear that, you know, good as far as holding everything together. You got to because they don't want to hear that. That daddy upstairs crying and he can't go to work because he having the shakes and now there ain't no milk in the refrigerator. They don't understand that.
But what does that do for your mental though? Does that not drive you insane though? Like, how is it that you don't say that, but then you can't function? How are you functioning? You're not functioning at 100%.
Well, since we keep it in the buck, and I hope if my wife
No.
says she do, but I always keep one of my like me and Courtney and Marco had this conversation earlier, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
if I got a friend and we've been friends for 20, 26 years. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
did what we did back in 2004 and 2005, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Rhonda had been with me through a divorce, through losing my first house, through do everything. I can call Rhonda and say I need 1,500 for my mortgage, and Rhonda's gonna say I don't have 1,500, but I got 750 for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's an actual friend. That's nobody that I will run back to. So,
Mm-hmm.
if my wife don't like her, do I stop talking to her? That's kind of like my safe space. That's kind of like somebody who didn't see me with boo boo in my drawers and then let me go in her shower and clean me up, and I never seen it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
That's somebody I actually can tell that I was behind on my taxes for my house, and she was willing to help me, and you understand. So
Mm-hmm.
it's deep rooted. do you stop, or do you start being dishonest with your wife about, or do you give in? Because guess what? At the end of the day, if I'd have gave in my first marriage, me and her still wouldn't be friends right now.
Mhm.
See, I'm not with my first wife no more, and that's still my friend. Here it is, you know, still
Mhm.
my friend. So keep somebody
But
to talk to.
I've
I keep.
heard that recently though a lot that men don't open up to women because of the fact of the fear, not so much of the fear, but maybe
The
of
fear,
that,
the
yeah, the
fear,
fear of the
the fear.
information coming
Yeah,
back to them, like they throwing it back in their face. Like
yeah,
I've
because
heard that.
y'all are some vengeful. I'm not gonna say creatures, but y'all some vengeful people. Like y'all, and you know it. A woman scorned is really, that's no joke at all. Because I done had drawers burned and
Damn.
I was set on there. Real talk. I done had cars repoed and they auctioned my car off for child support, and like I like really didn't been through it like with that type of stuff. And you just got to be strong. And I guess the more experience you have with it, the more knowledge you retain from it. And that's all. You just
Hmm.
gotta. You can't keep thinking that you gonna keep doing the same thing, keep getting the same results, because you still gonna keep having kids
Right.
by different women. You still gonna keep doing the same thing and putting yourself in the same situation. So some
Damn.
shit you just gotta keep to yourself, or some shit because you can't talk to your mama. You talk to your mama, she done told the whole family. By the time you hung the phone up, Auntie Nanny calling you now. I did, already. So so it's not a lot of places we can turn to. That's why sometimes we get that one woman. It don't matter how she look, or it don't matter where she live at. It matters that that's my safe space. That's my homie, man. That's who I know when I'm gone, she gonna make sure I'm buried nice no matter what. She go look out for my kids no matter what. So that's kind of how it is.
So instead of being able to per se talk to your female, you would rather have somebody that you feel that is a safe space versus having to have someone to talk to, because I think those
In
are two
my
different things.
opinion, yeah, it is two different things. But in my opinion, yeah, I'd rather have somebody else. I'd rather go ahead, and I don't want my wife to know I'm going through that mentally right now, because you got enough on her. Then I go to You got enough on her as it is. And I'm there with her, so I know what she got on her. So I'm adding what I got on top of what I know what she got on her. Is that a man in your eyes? Rhonda, you already know you behind in your car, know that I need help with mine. And a lot of women, you know what I'm saying? Is that the conversation you really willing to have with me while we laying up? You give in any setting. That's not what you
Hmm.
want to have with me. You want to know that I'm a man. You want to know that I got everything together, and you want to know that I'm trying to catch the mail to hurry up and rip the letter from Carrington Mortgage up to show I ain't paid it this month. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's so we have to stand up to that. We have to be that, even when we not that. You can't know that I'm not that. You know.
I never even thought of it like that. Like, to
Because
be
you're a
honest with
woman,
you.
and yeah, you're a woman, and you're not gonna think of it that way. You just go think that I'm just a WAN, and you know what that acronym is for. You know,
Hmm.
you just go think that. He's just so weak,
Hmm.
and he just dipped on me, and he just hit me and ran. And no, no, no. A lot of men, they actually value the friendship, and they don't want to put you too far into that. So they
Hmm.
rather ghost you and think that that's all he wanted. But a lot of men, that's not all they wanted. They just don't want you and Sheila bumping heads and you tearing up. A lot of men not with all that. All the drama and all the going through my phone, and it shouldn't take all that. As long as when we together, we have a good time together. And that's what when me and my wife I'm with now, when we was just friends, and I had who
Hmm.
I had and she had who, that's what we agreed upon. As long
Hmm.
as when me and you together, we good. And We
Mm-hmm.
just kicked it that whole like year and some change, like going to the move, and neither one of our phones was ringing because he didn't care and she didn't care. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it just
Mm-hmm.
built like now he matters more than and it's been solid ever since. And a lot of times what work out for me might not work out for you. That's
Right.
some fairy tale shit that you end up marrying a woman you was cheating with. You met your wife when you was with your wife, and and sometimes look, you told me keep it a buck. I mean,
I
you
know.
asked the question,
I
so
know. I know.
I
I
mean,
want,
if
I
me
want you
if
to keep it
me
a
and
buck.
you to, if me and you together and you meet somebody that you willing to, but sometimes risking it all, you end up looking stupid. I'm not gonna say I didn't make her look stupid during the
Mm-hmm.
whole facade, during the whole back and forth and the bull crap and it just sometimes we grow up and it get to where it's too much. You don't want somebody got to lose. If it's me, Rhonda, and Sheila, somebody got to lose. Somebody got to lose out of the three. Somebody got, and sometimes you got to be a man. You got to be willing to take the loss, no matter what it is. And I took a catastrophic loss. If that loss is so big, you would think I'm lying in your face, and that's the whole thing about your life making them decisions like that and them heats of them moments and shit. When all y'all could have did was just talked about that shit. All y'all had to do was just sit down and have a conversation and could have been talked about but I learned to not live with regret
Mm-hmm.
because at one point in time that's what I wanted to do, Rhonda. How can I regret that? And that's what I wanted to do. Ain't
Right.
nobody said, Dwayne, you can go ahead and stick that. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
that's what I wanted to do. Just because it didn't work out for me, does that mean that now I regret it? No. Just because I broke up with Rhonda and now she happy living in Hawaii with whoever she with, and she smiling and cheesing, and I don't have that. Does that mean that she won? No. Just mean that
Mm-hmm.
that's the direction our life was meant to go in. Direction your life was meant to go in.
Do you feel like couples should have go through marriage counseling? How do you feel about that?
No man that's with no marriage counselor. I'm not with no marriage counselor. Because it mean you can't resolve. If we got to sit down with Rhonda and Rhonda don't need, and then this the thing about marriage counselors, right? How the you go counsel me and you ain't never been married? How? Because you read some books. You got to counsel me off experience, off concrete. You can't counsel me because you got a degree and I don't. Oh,
Okay, so what if you went to a married marriage counselor?
with no counseling, period, because you don't know me, and then you gonna be reading me, and you gonna be telling me the truth, and I'm not gonna be liking that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You'll keep it a buck. I'm gonna be getting mad because listen, man, especially if it's a female. Especially if it's a married female that done experienced it and then she know what type of individual that you are. Cause just like I said, women know automatically from looking at your feet, your gym shoes and your teeth, what type of nigga that you is. Women, you know what I'm saying? A lot of men don't
You
realize that. Like,
you right about that.
I remember saying on Facebook, like, you ain't even gotta lie to a woman. If she like you enough, she gonna lie to herself. You see what I'm saying? And it's facts. Hate to put that on y'all, but it's the truth.
Damn.
I didn't lived it. I didn't lived it. So it's got to be a counselor that knows what she's talking about. It's got to be a counselor. I don't want to see the plaques on your wall. I want to see the scars on you. That's what I want to see. I want you to have been through what I put women through. And I put women through a lot. That I got 11 daughters.
And so if she is able to relate per se, would you then be able to listen to that person to for them to give you some kind of counseling, to help your marriage, or no? Just not trying to hear, period.
Well, from being experienced, right, and from
Mm,
destroying a marriage before, I ain't gonna let it happen. Well, we ain't gotta get to that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't read enough books and I didn't made enough mistakes and I didn't talk to enough people who didn't ruined it. And see, you don't always get it like this again, Rhonda. And I was blessed to actually make it out, you know, and not
Mm,
because I could have went back to the when I got divorced. I ain't had to get divorced January 8th and get remarried February 28th of the same year. You know, I didn't have to do that. You know, but as a
true.
man, that's what I wanted to do. You know, that's what I wanted to get this to. You know, like I didn't want to go. I could have went back in the streets and had my own crib and different women running in and out and scratching my car and doing it like, but for what? I'm 47 years old. What I look like doing that? And that's the whole misconception that a lot of people always have is that they still think they got time to run the streets and be
True.
out and party. And you know you wearing that on your face? You
Right.
know, you don't even look preserved for your age. You can tell a
Right.
preserved woman and a ran through woman just by looking at her face, and
Mm-hmm.
hearing her conversations and what she's able to give you off the fly,
Right.
So as a man, I'm not supposed to take that. Woof woof. You know?
So, boy, I'm learning a lot from your ass today, boy. I
Hey,
swear.
look, hey,
This
you
is
asked
hood.
me. Hey,
This is
look,
hood therapy
ain't
corner
hey,
for a
look, hey,
reason.
ain't that what we
Boy,
here for?
yeah, this
Ain't
is
that
hood
what we here
therapy right
for?
here.
Hey,
Hood
man.
therapy.
Hey,
I made
hey,
this the right thing for the right
you
reason.
see what I'm
'Cause, baby,
saying?
this is you are giving me the hood version of marriage and mental health. I appreciate you.
You asked. Hey,
I
listen,
did.
ain't that what you asked me for? I'm sorry if I'm embarrassing you or messing your
You're
platform
not
up in any
embarrassing
way,
me. This
but
you're not embarrassing me because
I
no,
hope
there
not.
have been some key points. There have been a lot of things. I'm learning a lot. Like I'm learning some stuff, like for real, for real.
Well,
So
I'm gonna
no,
say
no,
this.
this conversation is great. This is I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure. Okay.
No, I'm good. But you're I'm learning a lot because
Thank
like
you.
I am like some stuff I knew because I how men work. Like
It's different when you know it and then you hear it.
yeah.
A lot of people don't retain until they hear it out loud. Like I know it's cold outside and I got snot dripping from my nose, but I'm not gonna wipe it until Rhonda say, "Well, you got snot dripping from your nose," and then you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
that's the way some people live their life. And sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to be around those type of people who will tell you when you fucking up. Other than and don't and this is from experience. Don't I wish one of my guys would tell me leave my wife. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mm-hmm.
somebody you shouldn't even be having a conversation with because a real person that's really been through it, no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
leaving is never an option. It's your wife, my boy. You gonna
Okay,
leave
so
your
let me
wife?
ask you this. Let me ask you this, and I don't need you like you don't have to go like all the way in, but I'm gonna ask you this. When you was having issues with because we talked before, so when you was having issues with your first marriage, did you talk to Hooper about it?
Couldn't talk to nobody about it. Everybody had already knew. And then see me, I'm
Okay.
not a real back then I wasn't a real approachable individual with my personal business. So it wasn't too many
Hmm.
people that was capable of having those conversations with me, you
Okay.
know. And
Hmm.
because I knew everything and I don't want to hear it. And what I'm doing is the right thing. The way
Right.
that I'm
Right.
doing this girl is how she deserves to be done. And that wasn't the
Hmm.
right way to do things. But guess what
Hmm.
though? A lot of guys gotta understand karma. That motherfucker, boy, that motherfucker bite, boy. When that motherfucker bite your ass, well, that motherfucker get all up in there. When I say get all up in there, like for real, like Quado in your stomach, like for real,
Hmm.
like and you feel it, and it affects you up here.
But then, like you said too, you was young,
Right.
and so and two, yeah, we all think we know everything when we're in our what 20s.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in our 20s,
Yeah.
we think we know everything. We just came out of
22
high school.
to 40. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
literally. Like it takes a while for us to grow and
Yeah.
comprehend. So I can kind of understand why because like you said, if somebody would have told you something, regardless of what it is that you're going
Yeah,
through, you're not gonna listen to
yeah.
them no way.
No way.
It,
Because I know everything already and what I'm doing is the right way. And you can't tell
right.
me nothing. How you
Even
gonna
though
tell
it's
me about a
fucked up.
million dollars? How you gonna tell me about $1 million? You ain't never had $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Always
Mm-hmm.
been that type of person. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Dwayne, uh, Rhonda hit me. What did you do to Rhonda for her to hit you? You know, I've always been that
Mm-hmm.
type of person. You know,
Mm-hmm.
before you get a reaction, it take a lot to get a reaction out of me. You know, and I hated in a lot of situations. It was like that because I knew, and a lot of things I could have stopped, but I just
Mm-hmm.
wasn't willing to. Just wasn't willing to because you young, you think you got time. You go find
Mm-hmm.
somebody else and go get another family with somebody else. It ain't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But don't know that the mental strain that I had in that first marriage, still dragging some of that shit over to this one too.
So do you look at things, and I know your marriages are I know you are married to two different people, but you are still the same. You are still the same person. Not saying that you are still the same person that you was when you were married, but you are still Dwayne Watts.
Hmm.
So
Right.
what so what is the difference from you outside of you being young and dumb, you know, how we was,
Hmm.
what's the difference between you then and you now? Like, what are you willing to do differently, or what have you done differently in this marriage as far as like communication and all that stuff versus what you did in the previous marriage?
Well, my
Like,
first
did
marriage,
you learn
eh,
anything? Did you learn anything
you know what I
about
learned?
yourself?
I learned about preservation, man, how you got to preserve things, right? In my
Mm-hmm.
first marriage, I didn't give a damn about losing nothing. A power break, I'll leave it on the expressway and go get another one. You know, I didn't care about a female or her relationships or what I did to her or the damage I did to her mentally or none of that. Now, back then, I didn't give a damn. I'm never gonna
Mm-hmm.
see you again. And I burned bridges I knew I was gonna have to cross again. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
just knew she loved me enough to help me try to rebuild that bridge so I can get back over there to her. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but now I'm not willing to lose nothing. Like, I don't care what it is. If it's a pair of socks, if it's a pair of drawers, like a windshield wiper, a
Mm-hmm.
toothbrush. I'm not willing to lose anything now, and I'm not gonna lose anything. Whatever it is, I got to do to maintain what I have now. If what
Mm-hmm.
I have now is what I got to take to the grave, I'm comfortable with that. You know, and a lot of people they not comfortable in the space they in. They think that it's something better out there. That's a lot of times that's what lead to beating and divorce. And I don't like this
Mm-hmm.
Rhonda because she's snoring, so I'm finna go sleep with Sheila, and Sheila now Sheila snore and Sheila fart in her sleep. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you go from one situation to the next thinking that you better than yourself, and all you doing is just dragging smoke with you from one to the next.
So have you so you've healed from whatever it is that you've endured in the first marriage. Did you heal from that? Were you healing from that before you went into your second marriage, or were you just like, I'm on to the next
Before I got
because
married, no, no, no. Before hell no, I wasn't healed from that. I still love that girl. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Even though I'm messing with you, of course I still love that girl. But through the
mm,
course of the years that we went through that, my
mm,
love got less and less for you, and my love grew more and more for her. So now it's like, because guess what you doing, Rhonda? Even though me and you living together, you hitting me just as hard as I'm hitting you. And I know you hitting me. You get what I'm saying? And what the fuck I
mm,
look like being with Rhonda? And Rhonda has the most capability to hurt me. The one that has the most capability to hurt me and make me crash out, I gotta get the fuck away from her. I gotta get away from her. Because at a
mm,
certain point, you start to actually care about losing shit. You care about it. Hey, please. You care about losing. You know, because some things you lose, you thought you could get them back, but you
mm,
ain't gonna never get them back. You ain't gonna never reach that plateau again. You might get up there again.
mm,
You know, you might actually surpass it, but it's not the same. It's not the same because the sometimes the people that you were supposed to be there with, you're not with them.
Right.
Even though you did make it there, you just didn't make it there with the people you supposed to be there with. And
Mhm.
it's sometimes it's a lot to deal with, but me, I try not to think that way. Try not to think that way. Try to know that what the decision that I made is what was best for all of us.
Mhm.
And then it did. It worked out for everybody, the kids, the mamas and the daddies, and
Right.
everybody. It worked out for everybody. It's love all around the board. It's not any beef with who she's dealing with. It's no I
Mhm.
hope it ain't no beef with who I'm dealing with. So
Right.
it actually in a lot of situations they don't work out that way. And that's why, thank God it did work out like it did. Both
Boy,
ends,
you
you
a
know.
mess.
Whew. Man, you
Okay,
don't you
so
don't, you don't know the half.
I'm sure.
Stop playing. Stop
Okay, so this
playing.
I'm doing with you. Okay, so this is my last question. So
All
since this
right,
is hood therapy, what kind
let's
of
go.
hood therapy advice could you give? Um, or what kind of advice could you give a man with regarding his mental health? Or is it any advice that you want to give? Probably not.
Well, I'm gonna say this, right? Because you see, well, I want to word this correctly. Like, you know, I'm almost certain that all situations and circumstances is different.
Mm,
It's a lot of things that I've been through that he probably never been through. It's my
mm,
advice to y'all, brothers. Is she good, man? And she good to you, and she good to your kids, and your mama love. Now, if your mama don't like her, get away from her. If your mama don't like her, that's a no no. It's never been a woman that I dated that my mama didn't like that worked out for me. You know what I'm saying? That's number one.
mm,
But number one for real though, man. If you got a good woman, man, you learn to respect and you learn to love her. And then how you know you love her is because her hurt you. Seeing her cry, it make you break down and cry. You know.
mm,
Thinking about the shit you did to her and you got to eat it. So that's why you go in the bathroom and you turn the light off and you cry and you wash your face and you come out like ain't nothing happened because you still reeling from the damage you did to that good woman. You got to look
mm,
at her every day knowing that even though it's the past though, even though y'all got past it, sometimes
mm,
it still eat on your stomach that you could do her like that because guess what? She never switched up on you. Not
right.
one time. She was actually a good woman and she still is a good woman and she still treats you the same way he treated you when she met you 17 years ago. She still fold your drawers and your socks and cook and person. And that's the person you did that to. So,
Mm,
my advice is just fellas, man, if she a good woman, man, no matter if she ugly, no matter if she's skinny, no matter if the booty big, no matter what it is, man, if she's a good woman, learn to love that good woman because there ain't no good women out here. Ain't no good women. Ain't no good men either.
uh,
Good luck with finding a good man because they don't exist. And that's what it is. A person's coming to you, they got intentions. They want something from you. And it ain't genuine. It ain't
mm,
How can I say I love you, Rhonda, and I just met you 2.5 months ago?
mm-hmm.
My
Well, you teaching
advice.
me a lot.
you know,
But I just need to piggyback on one thing. Good woman here
okay.
single. Hey y'all, how y'all
Right,
doing?
right.
We still
Let it be
exist.
known.
I'm just
Hey,
saying, we
that's
are the
one of
ones
them.
that take care. She's still
Right,
here.
right.
She cooks, she cleans, she takes care of her man. She's
Right.
here.
See, and,
She's
and that
single.
wasn't a stereotype, all
I know.
women,
I
I
know. I
didn't
know.
want
I
to
know. I know.
classify all, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it's
Cause
actually good
because we
men
say
out
the
here.
same thing. We say the same thing. It ain't no
Yeah,
good
you
men out
just
here. Yeah.
never gonna find them. So that's why what you
Mm-hmm.
got, you got to deal with it. Just because that nigga pee in the bed don't mean when you leave him, you go get with Rodney, and Rodney don't pee and doodle in the bed. It always gets worse, ladies. It always get worse. It never gets better. Sometimes that grass do be green on the other side, but you gotta lift that side up and it be worms and all types of shit crawling up under
Ooh.
that pretty grass, baby. You
Ooh.
know? So you really gotta dig and do your research and really get to know somebody because the person laying next to you is the person that wanna see you lose. And it's
Mm.
hard to like really separate and because I'm in love with you because the sex good and we good at watching movies together.
Right.
I don't know that wasn't
Yeah.
no sleep. You writing down my credit card number and you thinking about how you could cross me. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? So just
Mm-hmm.
take your time, and if you looking for love, love your friend. Love your friend. Cause that way y'all already got natural respect for each other. I don't have to question if she cheat. I don't have to question if that woman cheating on me. I know better. I don't have to go through her phone. She don't have to go through my. It's so comfortable living that way. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's so comfortable that
Mm-hmm.
right now we at home and she upstairs. She hear I'm on the phone with a woman. Ain't nigga who you on the goo
Right.
got because she know my capability. I know her. What was that?
Mm-hmm. Right. But y'all communicate.
Yeah, we communicate, and that's one thing I make sure that we do. Even if I don't, so how her day going every day, we sit down and we talk. You know, if I got an issue,
Um, I can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, that's Marco as he was calling me. But like I said, if I got an issue and she got an issue, we gonna talk about it. That don't mean go cheat. Back then it didn't mean go cheat, but as a man, that don't mean go cheat on your wife just because you wanted duck and she cooking chicken. You know, it takes a lot now. It takes a lot to set me off. It takes more than a chick that look like Ashanti that's pushing all up on me. It takes more than that now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a lot. I'm just saying I know it is, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not a lot of women out there. This is my mentality. This is
Right.
what
Yeah.
keeps me going, and this is what keeps me. It's not a lot of women out there that's better than my wife, and I'm not willing to risk that to find out. And that's how you know you love that woman because it don't matter no. It don't. What mattered then, it don't matter now. What
Mm-hmm.
matters to me is that she come home every day. What matters to
Mm-hmm.
me is that we got paper towels and tissue, and so that might not be what mattered to you. You know,
Right.
that's my situation is different, but you just hold on to what you got and you appreciate because God will show you what you had. And you
Mm-hmm.
want that because what you had, it eat at your stomach and you was 300 pounds yesterday and you look up, you ain't nothing but a buck 80.
Right.
And it all come from what you had up here. And you don't want that. So deal with your situation and because it's your situation, Rhonda. That's what you put yourself in. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that don't
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things you got to keep in your square too. You can't be taking it all outside to Teresa and Keisha and all them because they man dogging them too. So I don't they go tell you about yours. You know, you
This
got to
is
deal
true.
with your situation amongst you and that person, amongst you and him. Y'all got to come to an understanding. And if y'all can't come to an understanding, you got to know when it's time to leave that situation alone because you go drag it on too long and you can't get those years back.
Mm-hmm.
And them gonna be the most precious years of your life. You ain't,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't gonna be able to get them back. You wasted them. And now he happy, and now look at you. You in every bar and every club there is that's out there. You know what I'm saying? And vice
Right.
versa for him. And look at him. He back down there living with his mama and got all them kids and can't help them working at the corner store sweeping up. So, it all depends on, how you wanna it's your story. It's your story, Ron. My story, not your story. It's how you want to write your own story, create your own narrative for your own story. Don't
Mm-hmm.
worry about what Ashanti and Nelly doing. Just because they spent the block don't mean you and her go spin the block.
Right.
You know, live in your own truth and stop lying about who you are with yourself. Then that way
Mm-hmm.
I have something to offer Rhonda other than some pole. you know? So get yourself together that way you got something to offer somebody.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
Dwayne, I surely, surely, surely appreciate you
Ain't
for
it?
joining me on this live.
Yeah,
This
man.
was very insightful for me. I'm sure it
Of
was
course. We got
insightful for the
hey, yeah, we,
viewers.
hey, we gotta do it again whenever you ready.
We share. I have plenty more topics to discuss. We're gonna talk about hood shit. We're gonna talk about shit that happened in the neighborhood.
All
We're
right,
gonna
you
talk
already
about
know how it
everything.
go. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's
We
go.
it's a lot of
Let's kick it
topics I
off,
could
D.
cover. So
Right.
I'm gonna be hitting you up.
All right, let's do it. You got the number?
I do.
All right, for
But
sure.
hey y'all, this is the end of the show. I appreciate everybody for watching, and I appreciate Dwayne for joining me on live. Join
Yes,
me
sir.
on Friday when me and Shanita will be redoing our live again. So join me on Friday at 6 p.m. when I talk to Shanita Jones about mental health and support. And on that note, I'll holler back at y'all later. Peace out.
There you go.
Love you too.
Bye.